Christ all power up to the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. I hope you like picking up really good games for really cheap prices, because indie games aren't very expensive, and this is a really good sale. So if you like finding cool new games to play, and saving a load of money along the way, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, you're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 4th of September, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have Crossing Souls. It was released in 2018, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.19, which is a really cheap price for a really cool and interesting game. In this action-adventure RPG, you follow a group of 5 friends who find a pink gem that allows travel between 2 realms. The friends live the summer of their lives on an adventure that tangles them up in a government conspiracy. Now, this game has a retro 80s theme and old school 16-bit graphics, and it basically rips off Stranger Things. Now that's a good thing, because that was a good TV series, especially the early ones, and this looks like a really good game. So if you like Stranger Things storyline, or you like old school 16-bit adventures, or you just like the idea of a group of friends going out on an adventure, like the Goonies, then why not look at this? It's old school, but it looks really good quality as well, and I love the 80s theme. It looks really cool. So if you like adventures, or old school games in particular, then why not take a look at this? It might just be your favourite game you've played in ages. And hey, if you've never played an action-adventure RPG before, then you could start here. It may be an indie game, and not one of the best games around in the genre, but it's at a really cheap price. So if you like the look of it, or the story, then why not take a look at this one? It's a cool little game, at a really good price. Up next is my star buy, Figment 2, Creed Valley. It was released in 2024, so it's brand new, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the low price of £4.99 or £3.99 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for a brand new game that's on PS5 only. It's a really good deal. In this puzzle adventure, it's set in a human mind, where nightmares are spreading chaos as they overrun peaceful lands, where you get to play as Dusty, the mind's courage, as he embarks to solve the puzzles, fight musical bosses, and explore the unique environments within the mind. It features local 2-player co-op as well, so if you like playing games with a friend or a partner, you'll enjoy this game together. Now, by now you should know that I really like puzzle games, but this looks like a really good adventure game in general. The first game looked really good, and is on really good discount usually as well, so you can usually pick up both of these pretty cheap now, which is really cool. If you're into puzzle adventure games, this looks like a really decent one, and to be honest, there's not a lot of PS5 exclusive games that you see on this much discount very often, so this is a really good deal. Like I said, it's my star buy, it's well worth your time and money, so if you like the look of it, definitely check it out, and if you're not sure, why not check it out anyway? It's a really good deal for a really good game. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can pick up bigger AAA games for about this price on good sales sometimes, but also you can play the first version of this game, cheaper than this, and it's the beginning of the story as well. So you might as well start there if you're not sure. But don't worry about missing them, I'll let you know when they're on sale next. Our next game is an RPG, Marching Forest. It was released in 2021, so it's 3 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £5.39, which is a pretty good deal. In this game you get to play as Milne, an apothecary living in the mysterious forest, where she must explore to find the ingredients for her potions, but she soon finds herself caught up in an unsolved mystery deep within the forest underground ruins. Now this game isn't on sale very often, and it's a pretty different and unique game. It's really mystery based with a lot of things to investigate, so if you like the idea of investigating hidden ruins within a mysterious forest, with unique RPG elements and gameplay, then you should really enjoy this game. If you're a fan of RPGs, this is definitely different, and you might really like it because of that. So if you're a fan of RPGs or anime games in general, then you might want to check this out. It's quite different, and I think it'll be fun for people who are into this genre, so why not take a look if you like the sound of it. And hey, if you've never played an RPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can get other bigger AAA ones much cheaper than this, and even legendary ones for about this price on sale as well, so you're much better off starting with one of them instead. So if you like the sound of that, don't forget to watch my videos, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. Up next we have Monstrum. It was released in 2020, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a really different and unique game. In this roguelike, you're stranded on a procedurally generated cargo ship, being hunted by randomly chosen monsters with different strengths and weaknesses. Can you survive long enough to escape the ship, or will you die trying? Now this is a really cool idea for a game, Roguelikes are a bit hit and miss for me. Some of them aren't that fun to play and are a bit punishing, but when they get it right, they're really addictive when you just want to play one more go to make it further than you did before. When they're done well, they're really good games, and this is an interesting take on the genre. Having random monsters attacking you on a randomly generated ship each time seems really cool to me. So if you're into horror games or you like being chased by monsters for some reason, then why not take a look at this game? It's a really cool and unique horror game that I think a lot of people will like if they play it. So if you like the sound of it as much as I do, then why not take a look at it? It might be the coolest horror game you've played in ages. And hey, if you've never played a roguelike game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's very different compared to most others, so it's not very typical of the genre. Although if you're a massive fan of horror games, then you should probably check this out anyway. But don't worry, I'll let you know when there's more on sale in the future. We have a really cool dungeon crawler next, Soundfall. It was released in 2022, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £3.74 or £2.49 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for PS Plus users. In this game, you get to play as a musical genius, transported to the world of Symphonia, where you now battle to eradicate the Discordians with magical musical instruments to restore harmony to the world. It features 5 characters to play as, and 4-player online and offline co-op as well, which is really cool. If you've got a group of friends you regularly play games with, or if you like playing games at a party, or just with your family, then you'll really enjoy this. It's a great game with some really good co-op options, especially in the dungeon crawler variety. There's not a lot of games in that genre these days, and this looks like a really cool, different and unique one with a really cool theme and story. So if you like the sound of it as much as I do, definitely check this out. My gut feeling says it's a really good quality game, and I think more people should be aware of it, because I think you'll like it a lot if you get to play it. And hey, if you've never played a dungeon crawler before, then this looks like a really good game with a cool theme at a really good price, so you definitely could start here. You do have a couple of other options, but there's not a lot of them and they're not on sale very often, so this is probably your best option right now. But if you don't like the look of it, don't worry, there's plenty more games and plenty more sales for you to look at. Up next is The Messenger. It was released in 2019, so it's 5 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for a really good quality game, and I've never seen it on sale anywhere near this much before, which is really cool. In this action platformer, a demonic army besieges your ninja village, and you are entrusted with delivering a scroll paramount to the survival of your clan. It features RPG elements, abilities, hidden levels, branching paths, and big boss battles as well. Now, if you're a fan of old school gaming, especially platformers like Ninja Gaiden, that sort of game, you'll probably really enjoy this. It's a really good, challenging game with a lot of aspects and mechanics to it, and I think fans of the old games will really enjoy this. So if you love action platformers and especially old school gaming, then you'll probably really enjoy this game, and you should definitely take a look at it. I think you'll really enjoy it if you like the sound of that. And hey, if you've never played an action platformer before, then you could start here. It's a really good game, really modern, at a really low price, which is great. You do have some old school games you could play as well, but these days they don't make a lot of games like this, and this is one of the best ones around. So why not take a look at it if you like the sound of that? But otherwise, there's plenty more games to choose from, so don't worry if you're not interested. Thief Simulator is our next game. It was released in 2020, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, for a really unique game. In this Thief Sim, you get to explore, case, and steal from an entire neighbourhood of victims, stealing to order or indiscriminately. It's up to you really, and you have to escape with as much loot as you can fit in your car. It features a story mode and loads of stuff to steal, so if you're into this game, there's quite a lot of content. Now, this game is very unique, it's pretty much the only game of its kind, and it looks really interesting. I don't know why, but it really appeals to me, and it was really popular when it came out as well. A lot of people played it, and they seem to really like it. Pretty much the only reason I would say not to pick up this game if you're interested in it is there's a VR version, so if you want that one, you'll have to wait for that to go on sale instead. But if you like the sound of it, this is basically your only option otherwise. So if you like it and you don't want the VR one, definitely take a look at this. It's a very different and unique game, and I think people that are into it will really enjoy themselves. So why not take a look if you like the sound of it? And hey, if you've never played a Thief Sim before, then why not take a look at this game? It's very unique and is your only option more or less. And it's on a really good deal as well though. So if you are tempted, why not check it out? It may just be the coolest type of game you've played recently. Our next game is Valiant Hearts. It was released in 2014, so it's 8 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £2.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, for a really cool game that's never on sale very much these days. In this 2D adventure, you get to experience the story of 4 crossed destinies and a broken love in a world torn apart by the Great War. It plays like an animated comic book adventure, with exploration, action, and some puzzles as well. Now, this game's not very heavy on gameplay, so if you like sort of narrative-driven stories or visual novels, you'll probably really enjoy this. When it came out, it got really highly reviewed for the story and emotions within the game, so if you're the sort of player that gets pulled into the story, and then you really feel the emotions and you get involved in it, then you'll really enjoy this game. It's a very cool and different little indie game that's a lot of fun if you like this sort of gameplay. So if you like your story-driven adventure games, why not take a look at this? It's very different, but very cool, and I think you'll like it if you like this sort of game. And hey, if you've never played a 2D adventure game before, then you could start here. It's very different and unique, so it's not typical of the genre, but it's at a really good price, and it's really well reviewed. Just be aware it's not very typical of the genre, so others might not be the same as this really. Either way, if you're interested, why not take a look? But if not, you've got plenty of options in this genre, so you've got loads to choose from in this sale and future ones as well. And the final game I have for you is Wavetale. It was released in 2022, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £6.24 or £3.74 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good price for a really good quality looking game. In this action adventure, after you meet a mysterious shadow, you are gifted with the ability to walk and ride on water, and now you set out to explore a decaying archipelago as you fight to save the islands from monstrous enemies. Now this looks like a really cool, good quality game, and I'm surprised I haven't seen or heard anything about it before. My gut says it's a really cool adventure game, and I think it deserves more press. So if you like the look of it as much as I do, it's giving me Wind Waker vibes and that sort of game, and if it's anywhere near that quality, it's well worth playing, especially at this price. And if you like the look of it as much as I do, then why not check this out? Seriously, it looks like really good quality, and it looks like a really good game for the money. I think people who will give this a chance will have a lot of fun with it. So why not check it out if you like the sound of that? And hey, if you've never played an action adventure before, then you could start here, but you can pick up other bigger AAA ones that are about the same price, or cheaper as well. So you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. But if you're really interested in this game, it looks like a good quality game at a fair price, so you might want to try it out anyway. And that's all the games I have for the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. I've had the PC adapter for the PSVR 2 for a while now, and I have to say it's quite buggy, or at least it is for me. I can play games in it, but it crashes after like 15 minutes. Now that's not for all games. Anything that's a Steam game seems to work much better, but anything you're trying to load outside of Steam, like through EA or through UEVR, or anything independent like Subnautica, it all seems to crash after about 10 or 15 minutes for me. Now I'm on an AMD graphics card, I have a 7800 XT, and there are issues with that driver package as well, like it's not allowing 90Hz refresh rate on a lot of them, including my model. So it could just be an AMD issue, who knows at this point. I've got a pretty good background in tech, so I'll investigate and see what I can come up with testing myself, and then I might update you depending on what I find out. Anyway, if you're looking to get one, it's really cool, but it doesn't always work great, and it's half to do with issues with Windows and issues with drivers and stuff. And I'm a bit worried that PlayStation aren't going to give it really good support, so we'll have to see. Anyway, that's just an update. Let's get back to the video. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the start buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have won it instead? Leave all your comments down below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour!